Today we are going to go over what Outlander model is the best for you on the new 500, 700 platforms. Now, if you haven't seen already, on Monday they did release a new Outlander 500, 700, and I figured what better time to start the ATV news channel than right after a new ATV release. So this will be series 1 or episode 1 of ATV side-by-side news. A couple things I'm excited for on it that I know some people aren't necessarily. I find it that should be good is they went to a double wishbone rear suspension. Now, why do I think that's good? I think it's going to be an awesome thing because from what my past experience, trailing arm system that Can-Am runs is great for whoops and ground clearance and stuff like that. Not as great for cornering and stuff like cornering and stability. Now, that's where I've always liked the Sportsman and like the Yamahas and stuff. They've just always been a little better in the corners from my experience on them. And I think that double wishbone system is going to be a great system. The only thing I wish they would have done with it is I wish they would have did an arched rear A-arm instead of more of that straight arched A-arm. Like the Grizzly that I'm on, that I ride, has nice A-arm, so you keep a wide ground clearance all the way across. Now that being said, I think it's still going to be a good system and ride good. Looks wise, I think they did a good job on it. I know it's controversial. I think it looks modern and aggressive. You got to do updates. There's got to be changes. They've been running that old platform for I think almost 10 years now, if not 10 years on that body style. So it's good to see the upgrades. Now, in the channel in the past, we did have an Outlander 500 on the channel. And where I come into the cornering is it was a little tippy in the corners. It got better when we put Fox shocks on it, and it did help. I think that double wishbone is going to help a lot though. Now we'll get into the differences in the models and which one I think will be best for certain people. We'll start with the two-wheel drive model. I don't think it's going to be a super popular model. The people that I think it'll be the best for is people that, farmers, that just want a cheap four-wheeler for running around the farm, and they don't necessarily need four-wheel drive. I think it'll be a great one because it's a cheap price point and a good machine. And then some trail riders that are just people that ride every once in a while and they only ride groomed trails, or people that do road riding. I think it'll be an awesome machine for that because you can jump on it for $6,000 and ride it. It's dirt cheap. Then we go to the Outlander 500, 700, which both are 650cc machine. The 650 or the 500 is rated at 40 horsepower. The 700 is at 50. How they got those different horsepowers, not positive. If I had to guess, it's tuning, maybe different cam, maybe different head. Don't know on for sure on that. I gotta imagine we'll find out more as time goes. Then, so that's gonna come with just the regular Visco lock on it and full skid plate. Then from there, we're going to bump, and it's going to come with steel wheels as well. From there, you bump up to the DPS model. Still going to give you steel wheels, but now you're getting the Visco Lock QE, so a little bit quicker locking Visco Lock, which I think is updated yet again from when I had my Maverick, and that had a Visco Lock QE, and that locked in pretty quick. Was it perfect? No, but it worked pretty well, especially compared to the Outlander that we had on the channel with the standard Visco Lock. That was very leggy, and it made terrain riding very hard sometimes because it would lock in and be very unpredictable. Get the same skid plates there again. Nice thing there is with the power steering model, I love Can-Am's power steering. Is my Yamaha okay? Yeah, it does the job. The nice thing with the Yamaha or the Can-Am's power steering is when you're going down the trail, you can click that thing into low. So as you're going down the trail fast, it's not turning hard. Or it's not jerky because you're not super easy to steer. But then you get into the difficult or you're plowing, you can bump that power steering up and have more assist. I really like it. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did in my Maverick. I changed the modes constantly on it as I was trail riding even, depending on where I was. Now, the person that I think is going to be best for the DPS is someone somewhat like me. I like to tinker on my four-wheelers. I don't leave anything alone. And that's where I say it's good for someone that likes to build their four-wheeler themselves. Now you can get into it a little cheaper, get a 700, or 500, you can do your radiator relocate. You can do your own winch. You can do your own wheels and tires. That's one thing I kind of like that it comes with steel wheels, because then I don't feel bad taking aluminum wheels that I paid for off to put aftermarket wheels and tires on. Now you can just do it. You can put your own bumper on it. You put your own winch on it. You can build it the way you want it. Now, from there, you bump up to the XT. The XT gets you bumper, aluminum wheels, winch. The nice thing is their winch this time is a 3,500 pound winch. I've found that I always put 3,500 pound winches on my four-wheelers now. Just gives you that extra pulling power when you need it. The other thing you're getting is you're getting a box with a USB charger on it and some other goodies on it. XT, great model for someone that's going to go out and trail ride and doesn't really have a need to do upgrades to their four-wheeler. They just want to go buy a four-wheeler. You want to go ride it. You want to be able to jump on it and know that if you get stuck or you have a sticky situation, you can winch yourself out. You got the bumper for looks. You got a good aggressive tire on it that'll get you through most anything your average trail rider is going to need to get through. It's just a well-rounded machine, and I think it's good for a lot of people out there. And I think per pass too, the XT is always a popular model because you get the most for your money with it. But if you're someone that wants to upgrade everything, I'd maybe go with the DPS model. The only other model I would say that I would probably be more inclined to get is the XMR model. Main reason being is, yes, I like doing upgrades to it. Factory does the radiator relocate kit and the snorkel kit just that much nicer, and it's warranted. At the end of the day, it looks cleaner, it's well protected, it's just a good system, and Can-Am's been doing it forever in their XMR models. They know how to do it. The other nice thing is it comes with the Visco QE 4 lock. So that means it has a actual locker in it, but it has a limited slip, and then you can truly lock it in too, which is really nice. I like the way they did that system. If I didn't just buy this machine, I would probably be looking at an Outlander XMR 700. My only gripe, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, is the fact that it doesn't come with the winch. Now that brings me back to where I said I like to put my own winches on it, because now I can put the winch of my choice on it. Granted, they probably would have put a 3,500 pound winch on it anyways, but I don't believe it would have came with synthetic rope. I like synthetic rope, a little safer, just easier to use. You're not getting splinters in your hands. That being said, I think it's a great model. I'm very curious to see how this single cylinder does. I think it's, like I said, the Yamaha, the single cylinder is a very good motor. It's very torquey down low. Knowing Can-Am, that thing's torquey down low. The other nice thing with the XMR is the low gear is supposed to be geared lower than all the other machines. So when you're mud riding, which is obviously what the XMR is built for, it should be able to spin those tires no problem. So that's the other nice thing, is it's coming with 28-inch Swamp Kings. Now, I have no idea about these Swamp Kings. They look like a very aggressive tire. I think they're probably going to be a good tire, and a 28 on a 700 is probably about the perfect size, maybe bump up a size. But let's face it, us mud riders, most of us switch tires anyways. So I'm guessing the Swamp King was probably a little cheaper tire. And Can-Am knows that we're all different and we like our different tires. None of us are the same. None of us say, I like that. All of us don't agree on the same tire. So, and I typically run a couple sets of tires. I have a mud set and a trail set. So I think that looks like a good tire. I think it'll be a good tire, and I think 28's a good size. And I think with that extra low gear, the thing will dig in and just be able to spin the tires through the sloppiest of mud possible. If you guys have any questions on the Outlander, I'm going to keep digging into this thing more and more because I'm actually very intrigued by it. It wasn't quite what I was expecting from Can-Am to come out with, but I am very intrigued by it and can't wait to see more on it. Love to get my hands on one and ride any one of the models. If you guys have any questions that you want me to dig into, please ask below in the comments. Also, let me know what you guys would like to talk about next week. Probably going to go over the Sportsman lineup. go from there. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Have a nice day. Get out and ride.